This is a sitting meditation which lasts approximately 10 to 12 minutes. So the first part of the sitting meditation is to focus briefly on the body. The second part is focusing on our breath. And finally, we pay attention to our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. So finding or adopting an upright position. So sitting either on a cushion or on a chair, with your feet firmly planted on the floor. So we anchor ourselves to the earth, to the planet, acknowledging our connection with the earth. And then taking a few moments to check in, to notice, to begin to notice the body. So we'll start at the feet. So with our feet firmly planted on the floor, just slowly sweep up through the ankles, the calves and shins, up to the knees, the upper legs, so moving up to the thighs, particularly paying attention to any contact points with the backs of your legs with the chair or the cushion. Paying attention to your buttocks, supporting the weight of your upper body. And then slowly moving up the lower spine, the lumbar region, and the trunk of your body. So at the front we have the lower abdomen, the stomach area, and then moving up to the rib cage, so front and back. Moving slowly up the rib cage to the chest area, the upper spine, the shoulders, and then moving our attention down to the fingers, so the tips of the fingers, the tips of the thumbs. Just bringing our awareness there. And slowly moving attention up along the fingers and thumbs to the hands, the wrists, the forearms, the elbows and the upper arms. Coming back to the shoulders. And then focusing on the neck, so becoming aware of the neck and the fact that the neck supports the weight of our head. So the head is quite heavy. So the neck supporting the weight of the head. And then moving up, becoming aware of the shape of the head, the shape of the skull. And the main features, the ears, the lips, the mouth, the teeth, the nose, the nostrils, and the eyes and eyelids. And then finally just being aware of the whole body. So from the tips of the toes, the tips of the fingers and thumbs, the legs, the trunk of the body, the chest area, shoulders, neck, head. So this breathing, living organism that we call the body, that we inhabit. And then bringing attention to the breath. So if you can, taking your focus to the tips of the nostrils. So the point where the air enters and leaves the body. Bringing attention to that sense of breathing in and breathing out. So just at the tips of the nostrils, noticing the different qualities between the in-breath and the out-breath. So as you breathe in, the nostrils slightly flare up as you take air from outside. And then they drop or contract as you breathe out. So breathe out air, stale air that's been used up by the body. And if your mind wanders off, that's fine. Just gently, kindly bring it back to the breath. Perhaps noticing whether the breath is fast or slow, or deep or shallow. Deepening the awareness of the breath. So noticing the breath as it goes down into the body, maybe down the back of the throat. Perhaps noticing the expansion of the lungs, the chest area as you breathe in, and the contraction as you breathe out. So the rising and falling of the chest as you breathe in and as you breathe out. So not doing anything special, but just noticing, just being aware of that rising and falling, the rhythm of the breath. And then taking the attention a bit deeper. So the diaphragm, the balloon-like muscle just below the sternum, below the chest bone. So the diaphragm stretches as we breathe in. And again, if the mind has wandered off, that's okay. Just gently bring it back. Just bring it back to the focusing on the diaphragm as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And then finally, taking your awareness into your stomach. So as you breathe in, becoming aware of the expansion of the stomach. So it does it naturally. Expanding and contracting as you breathe in and as you breathe out. So no real great effort to breathe differently, but just to notice, just to focus on the breath moving in and out of the stomach, expanding and contracting. And then that whole breath, so from the tips of the nostrils, down the back of the throat, into the lungs, the chest, and the stomach. Maybe noticing the rise and fall of the shoulders naturally as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And now beginning to pay attention, to bring your awareness to your thoughts, to your feelings, to your emotions. So just perhaps starting with what's going on in your mind right now, right this second. Not trying to change your thoughts, not trying to stop or slow them down or speed them up, but just noticing what's happening in your mind at this moment. So maybe the mind feels calm, maybe the mind feels relaxed, maybe the mind feels agitated, maybe the mind feels busy. Perhaps you're thinking about what you need to do afterwards, or what you're doing later on, or things that you've forgotten to do. So whatever's happening, just notice. Just notice the flow of thoughts, of feelings, of emotions. And just be aware of how they pass through. So it's like they arise. They're there for a while, and then they evaporate, to be taken over by more thoughts, more feelings, more emotions. Sometimes it's helpful to liken our thoughts to clouds moving across the sky. So the sky behind the clouds is always clear. It's always the same. And that's like mindfulness or awareness. It always stays the same. And our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions are like clouds moving across the sky. So on a windy day, the clouds might be moving fast across the sky. So we can liken that to a busy mind, to thoughts racing through. Or perhaps, if your mood feels low, it's like a cloudy day with no wind, dark clouds moving slowly across the sky. Or if your mind feels quite calm, perhaps there's just like wispy clouds in the sky, not really having an impact on you. But whatever happens, even with clouds, they move across the sky, they change shape, and they evaporate. And our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions do exactly the same. They arise, they're there, and then they cease. So in this meditation, we've begun with the paying attention, focusing on the body. We've paid attention to our breath, to breathing, and finally to our thoughts.